Okay, let's dive right into this explainer, where we're ranking the top 3 football managers of the 21st century. Managing at the elite level today isn't just about drawing formations on a whiteboard. It's a whole different beast. It requires handling billion-dollar budgets, navigating unrelenting media scrutiny, and, let's be honest, massaging some of the most massive, fragile egos on the planet. The masterminds we're breaking down today took all that immense pressure and turned abstract tactics into legendary trophies, completely cementing their immortal status in the sport.
So, who actually rules the modern dugout? Well, before we crown the ultimate king, we need to set the stage. We're exploring 3 very distinct, highly successful tactical minds today. And contrasting these radically different philosophies, really seeing how their unique approaches clash, is exactly what makes the debate over who is the absolute greatest so fiercely contested.
Coming in at number 3, we have Zinedine Zidane, the midfield magician.
Zidane seamlessly transitioned from being a generational talent on the pitch to an absolute mastermind on the touchline. Leading Real Madrid to 3 consecutive UEFA Champions League titles is just, well, it's a staggering, almost impossible level of European dominance. But perhaps his greatest tactical masterstroke wasn't a formation at all. It was his supreme man management. I mean, he handled a locker room overflowing with superstar egos like a licensed therapist. A perfect example of this is how he managed to convince a relentlessly driven Cristiano Ronaldo to sit out and rest during lesser league matches. By keeping Ronaldo fresh, he unleashed him at maximum capacity for those crucial Champions League nights. In a pressure cooker environment, Zidane just remained incredibly calm, totally composed, and undeniably clutch.
Now, the crucial point here is that Zidane didn't rely on exhausting, overwhelming tactical complexity. While other modern managers are out there frantically tapping on iPads and shouting about data analytics on the sideline, Zidane often looked incredibly relaxed, almost like he was just enjoying a Sunday league game. He looked at the world-class talent he had in the dressing room, stripped away all the overthinking, and simply trusted those big players to step up in the biggest moments.
Zidane walked into the high-stakes coaching world with this aura of absolute inevitability. It was almost as if he surveyed the elite landscape and thought, you know what, I'll just win everything real quick. And the really amazing part, he actually secured a Champions League trophy within his first 6 months on the job. That kind of quiet, unspoken confidence, backed up by immediate monumental success, absolutely secures his bronze medal on our list.
Moving on to number 2, we have Pep Guardiola, the professor of possession.
Now here is where we see a massive tactical clash between our first 2 managers. On one hand, you've got Zidane's elegant simplicity and deep trust in his players' instincts. But on the other hand, Guardiola brings an entirely different, highly intellectual energy to the pitch. His genius is rooted in an absolute obsession with precise positioning, total ball control, and rigorous structural tactics. While Zidane preferred to let the game organically flow, Pep is practically micromanaging every single inch of the grass, demanding mathematical perfection from his squad. Guardiola completely revolutionized modern football with his tiki-taka style. It's a relentless system based on rapid, short passing and suffocating ball possession that literally starves opponents of the ball. He used this to forge one of the greatest FC Barcelona teams in history, and then exported his dominance across Spain, Germany, and England, racking up massive league titles with powerhouses like Bayern Munich and Manchester City. Tactically, he's famous for doing the unthinkable, like moving traditional fullbacks into the center of the pitch to act as playmaking midfielders. Players like Philipp Lahm at Bayern or John Stones at City became the embodiment of this philosophy, creating this beautiful, goal-scoring confusion that leaves opposing defenders completely disorganized. But what truly sets Pep apart from everyone else is his relentless innovation. He doesn't just coach the game. He literally rewrites the tactical rulebook year after year. You can never perfectly predict what a Guardiola team will look like from one campaign to the next, because the moment his rivals figure out a system, he reinvents it. He is always one step ahead of the tactical curve, turning football into a highly complex, ever-evolving chess match. And that brings us to our absolute number 1 spot, Jose Mourinho, the special one.
Looking at Mourinho's staggering resume makes it incredibly clear why he takes the ultimate crown. He didn't just win. He conquered major trophies across a multitude of elite clubs with wildly different identities. With FC Porto, he achieved the unthinkable, culminating in that iconic sprint down the touchline at Old Trafford to cement his underdog Champions League glory. At Chelsea, he established a ruthless, unbreakable league dominance. With Inter Milan, he showcased unmatched tactical discipline to conquer Europe against heavily favored giants. And at Real Madrid? Well, he proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that he was the absolute master of mind games and psychological warfare.
He brings a massive theatrical personality to the dugout, for sure.
but he always backs up the bravado with equally massive results. What elevates him to legendary status is his ability to build utterly impenetrable defensive structures. Just think about his 2004 to 2005 campaign at Chelsea. His team conceded a jaw-dropping total of just 15 league goals all season, a record that still defies belief. His defensive organization is so rigorous, so disciplined, that it literally makes opposing world-class attackers want to cry in sheer frustration.
Critics absolutely love to accuse him of simply parking the bus, but in reality, his defensive setups are so stubbornly resilient and incredibly well-drilled that he builds a whole parking lot. Breaking down a Mourinho team in its prime is nearly an impossible task. He turns defending into an absolute art form, grinding down opponents until they inevitably make a mistake, and then punishing them with lethal efficiency.
So, here is our final take on all of this: trophies and dominance. As we wrap up this explainer, we are left with this final, provocative thought. If your team's life depended on winning one final, high-stakes match, who are you bringing in to get the job done? It's an agonizingly tough choice, right? Do you want Zidane's chilling composure, Pep's absolute structural control, or Mourinho's unbreakable defensive grit?
If you enjoyed this tactical masterclass, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel because my content delivers more heat than a Champions League final. Drop your Ultimate Manager in the comments below and let the debate begin.